Alright, welcome to my nettle forest. It's fall and it's time to harvest nettles. I like to harvest them in late August or sometime in September because the fibers are really good then, and I'm harvesting them for fibers. I'm not harvesting them for their leaves at this point. And so I have a nice little grove of nettles here. I'm dressed for the occasion, so sometimes I use leather gloves. I'm just using cheap rubber gloves. I have a long sleeve. This is a raincoat that's nettle proof, and I've got long pants and boots on, so I'm not going to get prickled. And this soil is really soft, so it's easy for me to just pull the nettles right up. They've lost a lot of their leaves now, and that makes it easier to pick them. I'll pull up several of these, and then their whole length and their leaves are covered with prickles, and so there's a quick and easy way to make these prickle free so that you can handle them later. I'm going to snap the root off, and then I'm just going to run my hand, take a tight grip, run my hand down to the end, pull those leaves off and toss them, and then I'm going to snap off the really thin part at the end, and then I'm going to run back the other way, and that removes all the rest of the leaves and the rest of the prickles. So now I have this nice clean stalk that I can dry and save for later, or I can process right away with bare hands. All right, so having gathered the nettles, here's a big bundle of processed nettles, and you can see I'm using my bare hands because I got all the prickly stuff off. And if I don't have time, I can just put these in a dry, cool place and let them sit until I have time to process them. But I found that it's easier to remove the fiber if I do it right now. So I'm going to do it right now. Put these down. Okay, so these are tough, and it's easier to pull the fiber off if you pound it first. So you can use your hand, you can put it on the ground and stomp on it. But my favorite tool is my Alaska Attitude Adjuster, which is just a wooden mallet. If you don't have an Alaskan Attitude Adjuster, you can use a rubber mallet. And as I said, you can also use your feet. And so I'm just going to put this down. And I have a couple of stalks that are about the same size. And I'm going to go right down the stalk, pounding it, being sure to really pound it hard at the joints, because that's where it's hardest to pull the fiber off. I'm going to go all the way down the length. And you can see that now it's starting to split apart by itself, and then I can just open it up using my hand really easily and a little bit of fingernail. Okay, so I've been able to open up the nettle fiber and then or the nettle stalk, and to remove the fiber, I'm just going to I usually go about 4 inches in, and I pop it, and then I'm able to just pull the inner brittle part of the stalk away. I'm going to snap it. I'm going to grab the inner tough stuff and pull it off the fiber. You can already see the nice fiber is in about 4 different strands. Pop and pull, pop and pull. And this is much easier to do when it's green. When it's dry, it's much more of a struggle. And sometimes it doesn't come off easily, and you just manipulate it to try and pull it off and not get too much of the nice fiber. All right, so I'm almost at the end, and you can see it gets littler and littler, but if you just grab it, you can remove everything. If you go to use the fiber and you haven't removed some of this woody interior, you will know it and have to remove it then. And when it gets too little and you get sick of it, you can just snap that off and remove it. So now I've got the whole length of nettle, a really nice strand. I will be pulling this apart to weave with it, but You can see I have nice long fibers. And yesterday I processed a whole bunch of these, so I have them out to dry. You can't weave or use the fiber until you've let it dry, otherwise you'll have too much shrinkage in whatever you're making out of it. So these you can just set to dry and then they'll last until you're ready to use them. And you can make rope or weave into a basket or do whatever your creativity leads you to do.